I used to ride 40, even Corolla. I was broke with a bad chick, color cola. But she used to act up like a name Viola. So I had to cut her off, now I name older. X-Files, bad up like Kroger. You ain't even had to open, you can smell her odor. Got a bunch of niggas hoping they can mess me over. But I really been the shit and I ain't changing odor. Next style, when I brought up, I can't lie, I'm blessed, I'm older. On my side, it's less than no love. You might die, get stretched like yoga. Felt like I was destined for the pain and torture. Trying to keep my flame, but the rain gets colder. Every drop lit, help me gain composure. Life is a game, well, nigga, game over.
Damn right a nigga gon' flex. 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 Damn right a nigga gon' flex.
Down in this bitch and I'm feeling like a bicep. Take a side steps from the haters, that's on my steps. Know what life is and I grind about the privates. With a vice grip while I'm steady dodging vices. On the prizes, one focus, no surprises. Where your eyes is, they ain't seeing nothing like this. Dropping science, like my name is really Isaac. Know that I'm sick, but I never need a Heimlich. Cause I never be chosen. Used to be broke, but never was broken. I came and spoke it into existence. I should be quoted. This shit is golden. Was a black sheep, but I should be golden. Excuse my indulgence. I am just trying to live in the moment. Time is precious. I'm a die a legend. Y'all niggas so sweet, y'all diabetic, and you don't know shit. Need to find a lesson. That's why your life always measured a lesson. Haters always come with incredulous questions, but you can't stop a nigga tether the blessings. That's why you forever next to the section, but never in this bitch. And while I'm in this bitch.
Damn right a nigga gon' flex. 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 Damn right a nigga gon' flex.
Alright. Let's get active. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get active. I feel like exposing some people today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like that's the theme for today. You know? So let's go ahead and get started with that one right there, shall we? Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now locked in. What's poppin'? How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Welcome back to the Flex Your Mind Network. What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? I see you, Noah, Judy, Connor. What's up? We got Raina Raven here. Who else we got in here? I know Bethany was here earlier, but I know she driving, so if you hear me, drive safe. That's all I got to say. It's not even like demon time. Like, it's just like, okay, what it is like, when they live long enough knowing that they're protected, they're going to do it to themselves. So it's just not a surprise at this point. Oh, God, here comes. It really is. Oh, my God. Man, y'all kill me with that shit. I be joking with Stat like everyone else, and he put me on timeout. I don't know what to tell you, gang. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know Stat Quo. That man is a different individual. What window is this? What is this white screen popping up on my... Get the hell out of here. Don't just be popping out of nowhere on my goddamn stream. I'm busy. Flex put Otis merch up. What? Wait, what? I mean, if you want to drop the link, I don't know. Like, I barely promote my own merch. It's there, but like, I barely promote my own shit, so okay. But yeah, happy Thursday. Now, I don't know if the versus is gonna happen today because apparently YG got detained because they assume that he's a part of some sort of case coming with a deceased rapper. So who knows? I did not see them take down the notification for the verses tonight, so they probably still gonna do it. Either way, we're gonna be watching it on Discord, so that's what's up. But yeah, we got a couple things to talk about for today. So I have at least 3 videos, and one of them is gonna be on Twitter, and then everything else is like YouTube. So I don't know if we're gonna be here for like a super long time, but we're gonna be here for a little bit. I can guarantee you that. So we're definitely gonna be making some content for today. So is what it is. TMZ said it's still on. Oh boy. Okay. Is what it is. Hey, Noah, do what you want to do, gang. I'm not here to dictate your life. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. You know. I'm here as my own content creator doing my own thing. You know. So if that's your decision, do what you got to do, gang. Don't let me stop you. You know. What's popping though? How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Welcome back to the Flex Your Mind Network. Happy Thursday. Like I said, hope everyone's having a great day. Shout out to everybody at work. If you're not at work, shout out to everybody that went to work. If you're on the way home, drive safe. Anybody at home, if you already went to work and came home, shout out to everybody relaxing their body. And yeah. So I seen a couple YouTubers talking about this, and I said, this is old news. This is old news, but I'm still gonna talk about it though. Because there's some things that could be added on to the conversation. So that's what I'm going to be starting with today. After that, there's a certain YouTuber out there that created a video. Listen, that's going to be the highlight for the live, because when I say this man breaks it down to the T and exposes the individuals in that video, chef's kiss. That's all I got to say. You know, I'm here though, just can't chat while driving. Of course, Bethany. Of course, drive safe. You getting gas right now? Do what you got to do. You know, last thing I want for anybody to get hurt while they watching the stream. That's the last thing I want. You know, so drive safe, and that goes for anybody else out here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. We're gonna start with the first situation, and that has to deal with a certain individual that made a certain song for a certain person. Now, here's the thing. Let me go ahead and record this one, because at this point I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so let's hit that record button. All right, so let's go ahead and hit that record button. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, currently on Twitter right now, this is the video that's going viral, with the producer that created Nokia pretty much exposing how much of Nokia is his. But what I have to say is that this is old news. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way right now. That is completely old news. The reason why it's old news is because this already happened last year. This already happened in 2025. So funny enough, this is where it started. The man was in his car with his mom, playing the track that he made. So as you can see from the caption right here, producer name is Elkin. On Nokia by Drake got his mom a present after the track's success and is living life. Love to see it. Hope he gets more great opportunities. And this is him jamming in the whip. And from this video is when people found out, oh, this dude right here pretty much made majority of the song. He made majority of the song, and you'll be surprised when you sit here and listen to it. So, of course, they're probably going to be playing the regular song, but when people start to realize, oh, it's you, and then we're going to get into the other video, and it's going to show how much. But this is him in a car jamming out right now. So we're going to go ahead and get into that first, and then we're getting to the next one, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. So let's just go ahead and make it happen right now. I'm just going to play this one real quick. So from this point, this is when? April 3rd, 2025 right there. This already been out. There was a couple other videos surfacing around that time where it was already said like, oh, so he did it, but it's like, this is how much he did. Originally, me personally, I thought he did the first half of the song. Oh, buddy, let me go ahead and just play the second one right here. Because when you come to find out that he did damn near all of it, now I got questions. So let's just make it happen. Let's go ahead and play this one.
One of the demos that ended up being the Knockout record.
Do you have the demo? Are we allowed to hear it?
Shit, this is version 2.
Okay.
So this is him right here.
That's the
This man did damn near the whole song. This man damn near did the whole song. I originally thought it was the first half. I didn't know he did both sides. So he even had the beat switch and everything in there. So it's pretty much like he was given like 80% of the song and said, let me just write some things in here to make it better. You see what I'm saying? So let me go back a little bit and we're going to hear the second part because I originally thought it was the first part that he did.
That's the
and fuck the stress life. Start up her own business, fuck a 9 to 5. Let's go up, she coming back alive.
that's a
So clearly it's a reference track, but it's a reference track using majority of the track, just changing up a couple lyrics. My thing that is that's going through my head is like, at what point do legacy artists stop doing this because this ruins your brand? When we talk about branding, when we talk about your character, when it talks about your talent, skill, legacy, overall, this hurts it. This hurts it heavy. This is why I question things. This is why I look at things and I said, how, why, when, etc. It's getting to a point now where I have to sit here and I have to ask even more questions on top of the questions that came with previous reference tracks. On top of that, in terms of ghostwriting, like, situations and moments, this is why I like, my brain is trying to say, okay, I understand what your legacy looks like, but now your legacy looks tainted because of things like this. Just another song, mind you, didn't go number 1. It got close at number 2. But I gotta sit here and I just gotta be real and honest. And on top of that, here's the thing. I don't think dude is getting well, let me take that back. He's definitely getting royalty checks out of this. So it's not like he took it and it's like, oh, F you. He's definitely getting some money from this. Of course, for anybody out there that understands and knows how that works, you might be getting some money for a little bit. But even then, it's like, it's a good look for the producer because you're definitely putting money in his pocket. But now I have to look at you and say, so what do you make? What do you do that's good? We look at the 3 album drop that we got, and it's like, let's make this clear. It works in Toronto. It doesn't work in a lot of places. I'm going to be honest. It does not work in a lot of places whatsoever. But the way people are talking about it, namely academics, he's treating Toronto as if it's a monolith for the overall music culture. And now I have to sit here and say that's not what that is. If it works in the home of where he's from, when I say things like the best thing he can do after the battle is lean on his city so he can try to like rebuild himself. Just because you're doing that doesn't mean it applies to everywhere else. It applies here. But just like local artists, just because it works here doesn't mean it's going to work outbound. And that's why I have to come in here and say, like, what's going on? The hard work, all the achievements, everything like that, your plaques, all that. What's really yours and what's not? I get concerned. I get concerned because a lot of individuals are going to look up to this artist and they're going to assume this is what we're supposed to do. Just like how there's so many artists here that say, yo, we got to follow this streaming method because it clearly works for him. Do you have his deal? Do you sign his contracts? Do you read his contracts? Do you have his team? Do you have anything that is remotely close to what he does? But the problem is because they see him as like the literal monolith to hip hop culture, they're going to follow without question. That's foolish. And to a lot of people out there that's questioning that in itself, you got to understand that you got to remember when it comes to Toronto, culture is very limited here. And I mean that in sense of our own. Our base foundation. Internationally, we got all kind of cultures here, so we don't really have to worry about the word in a sense, but it gets confusing when you talk about what we've built that is culturally us. A lot of people might say this, that, and the third, but they don't realize you just described Caribbean culture, you just described Indian culture, you just any kind of European culture, and et cetera, et cetera. They don't realize that we don't have our own base foundation. That's a big problem here. That is a big problem here. So when I look at situations like this, I get concerned because it's going to ruin our growth, because the directional change that people take is literally the wrong way. And here I am over here trying to say, oh, no, this is the right way to do it. But of course, they're not going to listen because they prefer this route because it looks like the easy route. Just like what the industry is doing with how they build artists or how they do business with artists. They're taking the easy route. They don't want anything challenging anymore because that's a lot of work and they don't want to do a lot of work. Just like how we have this in front of us. You don't want to make a hit song no more, so you rather go out and find it so you can try to make it work. And it didn't work. But of course, you have Iceman. You got your number ones, your 2s and 3s. It did melt off the chart. Apparently, I'm hearing it come back. But I'm just here saying, if we have situations like this with another reference track out of the long laundry list of reference tracks, at some point, somebody's going to have to say something, man.
So sent 3 records, and that was one of the demos that ended up being the knockout record.
Do you have the demo? Are we allowed to hear it?
Shit. This is version 2.
Okay.
Hey, shit on or don't come outside. Who it is? Who it is? Put that shit on, it's gonna be a movie. Was it her? Was it her? Was it her? Was it her? I think it was her. What was it her? Whatever the function.
Is nobody else fed up? Is this what the number one artist is supposed to look like? Is this the idea? Is this the embodiment of what a number one artist is supposed to do? When I talk about the curriculum and check marking different boxes so that you can continue your growth and be outstanding, is this the idea right here? Where you go and find somebody else and take their shit and then throw in some change? These are the kind of questions that I ask myself in the head, because it's like when you see artists on stage, when you see Jay-Z, when you see Clips, when you see Jada do his thing, when you see Kendrick do his thing, and you see the success that comes from people that actually rap and don't make like pop songs all day. It's night and day. When you see Jay-Z and Kendrick rapping on stages, stadium stages, no backtrack, knowing their lyrics, isn't that what it's supposed to look like? Instead of having a karaoke session? Because that's pretty much what it is. Do you prefer to have a karaoke session where you can sing along? Or you can sit there and witness your favorite artists do what they do best, or do what they're supposed to do? That's why I look at Aubrey and I'm like, why aren't you doing that? Because that's the top. What you're doing is not equating to the top at all, because it's following a long line of laziness. And it's getting to a point where your peers are running past you and you're still here trying to figure it out, telling other people you're trying to figure it out. And then where you're supposed to be is leaving you. That's a problem. I don't like that. That's why I say what I say. Hip-hop fans are pissed. Drake cultists are fence-sitters. They don't care. Of course, that's what's been created. You know, that's the creation that comes with Aubrey, right? I'm here to say we can do better. We see the formula. Why not follow that? It puts more money in people's pockets. Don't kill me. Is this not concerning? Is this not a problem? I'm seeing other YouTubers talk about it. I'm like, let me give my own 2 cents. Because for me being from here, I gotta say something. I really gotta say something. Honestly, what's good, fam? I see you. What's good, Miss Hummus? Alpha Supreme, what's popping? What's popping? Josh, what's good? What's good? Shout out to the mods. Daniel, what's up? And this is a long list of exposing that's going to happen on this live stream, by the way. This is only like the entree. We about to get to the main course. I ain't going to hold you. Because the main course is going to be opening up the business in a sense. So when we look back at this is why I'm sitting here the way I am, because somebody has to say something. You can't live life knowing that, oh, we all straight, we all good, we all cool, life good, we getting music, Toronto's up. Toronto's not the world. The world says otherwise, because the way it's flip-flopping up the charts and down the charts, how there's only like 3 songs out of the 3 albums on the charts. Can I say that again? 3 songs off of 3 albums. That's 43 tracks. And 3 of them worked. And nobody has anything to say about it? Ain't nobody concerned whatsoever? Yeah, okay. Y'all sit pretty. I gotta say something, because I gotta put it out there to let y'all know something's wrong. And you gotta look at your boy. It's getting spooky out here, no cap. It's getting mad spooky. God damn, bruh. Like, think about it. This is y'all world's greatest. It went 3 for 43. Meanwhile, Kendrick went damn near, 12 for 12? And the album came out how long ago? 2 years ago? You dropped 4 projects, including some sexy songs for you. 4 projects. 4 of them things, including Nokia. There might be one more song, but after those 2, adding the next 3, 5 out of how many songs? Are you not concerned? That is a problem. Y'all want the party to go on, not realizing you don't have much party to party with. The industry's changing. If you lock in now, you might save it. But if not, if you continue with the wave, you're going to crumble with it. It's like you hanging off a cliff and knowing that you on the wrong cliff instead of trying to figure out how to get over there. You still hanging on thinking, oh, I can make the jump. Nigga, if you don't take yourself down, pick yourself up, do something. I don't know. It's getting a little ridiculous out here. It's just getting a little ridiculous out here, man. But this is the first of many. Now, the second video is a bit long, so we're gonna watch some of it. We're not gonna watch the whole thing because the whole video is over an hour. But the first couple minutes of it, yo, talk about elite level exposure. So we're gonna go ahead and make that one happen. Let me just turn off this recording. Everybody good though? Everybody got something to drink? You know I'm not here for too long, but make sure y'all drink something, regardless if it's some water, some juice. If you got a cut water with you, drink responsibly. Don't chug it like me. Okay? Like let's watch Olive Roots. Are you crazy? What? I mean, let's watch Olive Roots. Bro, whatever you smoke, put it down, bro. All right, we're going to tap in with this YouTuber. We're going to tap in with Maddie. My guy, Maddie. If you want an individual to break it down and show you what's up and show you where they went wrong, this is the one to go to. And boy, oh boy, ain't this the one for real. Where the video at? Probably have, I put it in the Discord. Let me see. Put in the Discord. I made sure to save it. All right, we video hunting, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are. You know what? Let's just click on it and go through it. Wear your socks? Go ask Tiff. You drinking a Modelo? That's what's up. Not really my cup of tea or my drink to drink. But that's what's up. As long as you got something. Ooh, slow down, gang. We gotta start from the top. All right, let's hit this record button. All right. All right, let's work. Let's work. So, for the second video that we're going to be talking about for today, the title of it is The People Ruining the Music Industry. Broken down to an absolute T. So, I don't want to expose too much. I don't want to spoil too much, I should say. I don't want to spoil too much. But we're going to be listening to this for a couple minutes. And then we're going to talk. Because everything that I have talked about, regardless if it's on the consumer group chat, regardless if it's on the Culture Council, shout out Miss Hummus, regardless of any other space where I spoke about these things. This video is breaking it down how I do it, but giving you extra detail as to what exactly is going on. So please sit back. The volume on this is going to be up. So open your ears. This is learning material. This is things that you can use in your own debates. So for the love of God, let's lock in, bro. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, man. Maddie, tell us what's good, gang. What's up?
The music industry is a dangerous place, full of deceitful tactics, shady business, and all sorts of things. From record labels being extremely controlling to companies prioritizing profit over actual art, there are a lot of people that are responsible for all of the problems in the music industry. And one of the biggest perpetrators are the record labels. This chart right here shows the percentage of Billboard Hot 100 #1 hits with a key change. From the 60s to the 90s, there are tons of #1 songs with key changes. However, after the 90s, we see a steep decline. And by the 2010s, there are virtually no key changes in popular music whatsoever. Many attribute this lack of a key change to new genres like rap taking over popular music or the recent prominence of the use of computers in recording. But my mind shot to something else when I saw this, and that was corporate greed. It's no secret that record labels promote generic music because they know it will sell. In fact, it's pretty well known. But I was wondering how we got here. I was wondering what changed between the 60s and the 2010s that led to this generic music. Well, to understand that, we must first take a look at the origins of the music industry. The music industry technically began in the 1400s with printed sheet music, but none of that is really relevant at all because the music industry really began to pick up steam after the invention of the phonograph in the late 1800s. One of the first labels to ever sign an artist was Victor Talking Machine Company in 1904, which signed an artist for $4,000 plus 40 cents per sale. As technology advanced, many different eras of listening methods did as well. Records, cassettes, and CDs were the most popular methods for a long time, and as these devices sold more and more, record labels began to see the amount of potential in the music industry. The music industry experienced a big boom, and labels began investing a lot more money into artists. The album format began to flourish, along with the popularity of rock and roll, and it generated a lot of money for the industry.
The CD boom was from 84 to 2000. You actually had to drive your car to the Tower Records and buy a CD for $18 to get the one song you liked. And so that was a good model. It made the industry tons and tons of cash.
As profits for record labels began to grow, they gave artists larger advances to invest and experiment more with their music. The reason that I'm bringing all of this up is to emphasize how important physical copies of music were. To get into stores and to get people to listen to your music, you needed to be with a record label, because record labels were in charge of producing and distributing the music. Of course, you could do this independently, but it was a lot harder. And record labels were also in charge of marketing. For a long time, record labels were extremely important and the industry was generating a ton of revenue. However, that would all change with the introduction of the internet. If you look at total revenue for recorded music on the RIAA's website and adjust for inflation, you will see that revenue peaked in 1999, along with CD sales peaking that same year. That's because in 1999, Sean Fanning created and released a program called Napster. As the internet was becoming more popular in the late 90s, Fanning thought the future of music would be online. So he created a MP3 sharing service called Napster that allowed users to access MP3s on other users' hard drives. And even though Napster was quickly shut down due to copyright issues, many other websites began to take its place, and people were able to
Shit, not like wire. Yo, someone check on Lupe real quick. You know what I'm saying?
songs to each other with ease. Thanks to copyright laws, most of these free music sharing websites were shut down quickly, but people still wanted the ability to listen to free music whenever they wanted.
We didn't really factor in the consumer adoption, the youthful lack of respect for copyright, and the anonymity would combine to make it pretty unstoppable as a model.
CD sales began dropping and the music industry's gross revenue was falling rapidly. Because of this, Steve Jobs introduced the iTunes Music Store, allowing people to directly buy songs from the label/artist. It was really the only option that labels had because otherwise people would continue pirating music and emailing songs back and forth. So the labels went with the iTunes Store, but that didn't last too long either. Labels needed a way to make money because from 1999 to 2015, total revenue in the recording industry declined. Previously, record labels were essential for distributing music to the customer, but with the age of the internet, that was no longer the case. So record labels needed a way to make themselves useful again, otherwise they would be in the dust. So in 2006, Spotify revolutionized the music industry. Spotify is very similar to Napster and other related websites.
See, that's something I didn't know, that Spotify started in 2006. I didn't know it was that long ago. So they must have been. Oh, that's so crazy. Because think about the music that we were getting in 2006. Think about the albums that came out in 2006. And notice how there was a steep decline from 2006 to 2007. That transitional stage, that's the beginning of it. And by 2008, 2009, everything was set in stone. So from 2006 to around 2009 or 2010, that's how long it took to establish Spotify. So let me go back a little bit so we can hear that part again.
Themselves useful again. Otherwise, they would be left in the dust. So in 2006, Spotify swooped in to revolutionize the music industry. Spotify was very similar to Napster and other related websites, but Spotify wanted to find a better way to both monetize and legally relay the music. To get Spotify off the ground, many deals had to be made with record labels to get their music onto the app. In order to license their music, labels would take a large cut of both subscription and ad revenue. And because Spotify was licensing their music from record labels, the labels essentially had control of Spotify. The big three record labels, Warner, Sony, and Universal, also own 18% of Spotify, so they have power when it comes to decision making. And according to some statistics, record labels.
And with that power comes manipulation, and that's through a form of marketing or PR.
Today actually control over 70% of Spotify playlists. Here's the chart that shows how to listen to music, with over 50% of the music consumption coming from streaming services. And since they have a lot of control over streaming services, it's very easy for them to push their music. On top of that, radio accounts for 60% of the musical consumption, and it isn't too hard for labels to get their songs on the radio. Technically, it's illegal for labels to pay for their music to be put on the radio, but they found ways around it through programs like On the Verge or other loopholes. If you look at the music industry, it began to climb back up ever since 2015 thanks to the rise of these streaming services. And since labels are losing so much money following 19, now they're taking larger percentages of revenue shares and also introduce 360 deals, essentially allowing them to have more control over their rights and take more money. Depending on the type of contract signed, labels can even tell you what type of music to make, cover art to use, and the lyrics to write. That is, if you write your own lyrics, which as Lupe Fiasco told us, sometimes they have teams of people write for you to write your songs for you. Pretty crazy. I did a whole video on it, so you should check it out after this. But the focus of this video isn't the money that artists are making, it's the music itself. So even though the internet allows for more freedom than ever before, record labels were able to weasel their way back into the control room of the music industry. And I'd argue that in some senses, record labels have more control now than they did back in the day. And that's because they promote songs in ways that seem organic, deceiving the listener, and thanks to things like 360 deals, record labels have much more control over the artist and the actual music. Obviously, they typically needed a record label to even be successful in the music industry, but now these labels have a more sneaky way.
Y'all talking about tabs? What's going on? Is the video like, is it not good? What's going on? I want to make sure we straight. All right, close some tabs. See if this is better.
Of controlling what you hear, and that's what I'm trying to get at, so don't get mad at me in the comments for that statement. But what is all this music about? How are these record labels ruining music? What does all this have to do with the chart that I showed in the beginning? Well, there is an almost direct correlation with when Napster started in 1999 and the lack of key changes in hit songs. Following the introduction of streaming services and the control record labels gained in the early 2000s, you can see the graph begin to stagnate. And I saw a lot of debate about whether or not key change is an indicator of good music or what this could mean for the industry. But one thing is for sure, and that's the fact that the biggest songs in the music industry are very similar. And it's not just key changes. Popular music has been changing in many other different ways. Scientists have studied 464,000 songs and found both melodies and sounds of instruments becoming much more similar. Some become shorter because of this, and streaming platforms are prioritizing those shorter songs, mainly because shorter songs are less likely to be skipped. And even if we disregard studies that I just mentioned, you don't really need one to see that the majority of popular music is painfully similar in its respective genres. I believe a lot of this is due to the fact that when record labels gained back their influence after briefly losing it, they began developing technology that would make them even better.
How about now? Is it okay now? I gotta cut out more videos. Shit. Nah, that's my fault right there. See, I don't think today was. I think everybody on the Wi-Fi right now. Hold on, let me close this one. All right, I'm gonna try my best to close as much as I can and get back to it.
Promoting generic pop music. And from a business standpoint, it makes sense that a label would want to put out safe music that they know people like. In 2 decades, labels have even acquired technology that they can use to analyze music and predict what songs will be hits. They can use services such as Hit Predictor or Shazam to see what songs will blow up. Apparently, Hit Predictor was able to predict 48 out of the top 50 radio hits in 2013. There are actually even entire companies such as Next Week Sound which are dedicated to analyzing music and finding the next big sound. Previously, executives at record labels would just make these decisions based on their gut. Now they can rely on this data. And you're probably thinking that if labels keep pumping out generic music, people will eventually get tired of it. And while that—
You serious? How much more do I gotta close? I need these. I need that. I need this. I need this. How is it still? All right, I'll close Discord. Maybe that'll help. And I'll close this one. All right, I close things I need at this point. So
That may be true for some people, science says it actually isn't for the majority. In a study done by Columbia University in 2006, they showed some people music websites with a bunch of songs and told their favorites. Some sites had rankings of the most popular songs and some didn't. It showed that people who saw the rankings were more likely to download the popular songs. They then did a second experiment where they did the
alpha facts for real.
Same thing, but this time they sent out websites with the actual download statistics and then some websites with fake download statistics. The experiment proved again that believing that a song is popular made people more likely to download. Another study done in 2011 showed that the brain produces dopamine when people hear songs that they played and heard before. Essentially what this all means is that a label can have teams of people working on making a song. They can put the song to the streaming services and manipulate it so it gets more popular. You hear it over and over again and you end up liking. Boom, you have chart-topping, Hot 100 song, and you're rich and you're famous and living tons of money. For all the reasons, this is why I believe that greedy corporations are ruining popular music. And even though popular music is super generic and it's only made for the purpose of making,
it's the method that bothers me, because that method, it makes it so that you're simplifying the art of making music. When you create a song, when you create a project, when you create anything that has to do with music, it's a process. And it's not a linear process, but the way the label are using their resources and using their power, they're creating a linear way to create music by manipulating listeners. They're manipulating sounds by changing minimal parts of it, and it doesn't work anymore. The industry is burnt out. Everything that we heard, when we see all these charts, all these studies, everything, it's pretty much showing how it burnt itself out, how it's gone to a point where this is how short songs get. And I've seen songs shorter. I've seen songs for at least a minute 30. I think a minute 30 is like the minimum. We've seen it go that low. That's how bad it's gotten. Songs used to be 6 minutes long. Songs used to be 8 minutes long. But when you listen to that 8-minute long song, it's like it's a production on your ears. But this is where it's at right now. So you got to also look at external sources such as Vine, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any of the social media sites that requires you uploading short videos. That adds to the diminishment of the attention span, right? So when I'm going through this video and I'm noticing the practices that they're using, I'm learning things where I'm just like, so that's how it went? They got this down to a science where they study this shit. That's the frightening part. That is the real frightening part. You know? How the hell it got worse? I ain't got nothing downloading in the background. What the fuck? What? Bro, I have 2 windows open with 2 tabs. And then I have OBS running. You know what? I might have to... You know what? Yo, I might have to cut... Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I might have to cut Twitch. Because if I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's not working out. You know what I'm saying? It's not working out right now. So I might have to cut Twitch. Because if it got worse, even though I took out things that I need, I took out my chat with everybody on it, and I closed Discord. All of it's closed. So as to what's going on specifically with the stream right now, I don't know. I don't understand why the video's glitchy. I might have to turn off Twitch. We might not be able to do a stream today. It might have to be just YouTube. Because I'm not about to sit here and do this. God, this is important shit. And I'm trying to show y'all what's good. Like, literally, my internet's supposed to be fine. My computer speed's supposed to be straight. And everything's supposed to be good. So I don't understand as to how the video is slow, honestly. It's my internet. The thing about internet is that it's fine. Because I'm on OBS right now, and usually if my internet's bad, it'll be lagging. It's actually not lagging right now. Like, everything's good. Like, I know when my internet's slow. Like, even when I'm watching this specifically, my internet's straight. But, like, looking at the stream, I'm getting a little concerned. You know? So, I know what to tell you. Listen, I'm saying that my internet is still better than Apple's internet. That's all I'm saying, huh? All right. You know what? Ooh, that's the question. Should the industry be saved? Here's the thing. You want an honest answer? No. It shouldn't be saved. If we're going to be completely honest. As much as people are trying to save it, it's ruining everything right now. And the fact that there are artists out there that can build themselves on external sites, such as YouTube or anything else, you technically don't need the industry. The industry is going to try to use their power to make things work for them. By doing so, your system is overloading. It's running out of ideas. Right now, what's going on with music, not with everything, but with music right now, songs are being recycled. Songs from the 90s, 2000s. It's a constant like social media like trend. Just like how in fashion they like to pull previous years. I would be surprised if Sneaky make a comeback. Right now they got the jean shorts crazy. What do you think next? Everybody would look like the new boys again. That constant going back is what's going on right now. But music is that they've been doing it for so long they damn near burnt themselves out. They brought back the goddamn voice for Christ's sake. I thought we left that. They brought the voice, they made it look nice or sound nice to say. Just think about it for a second. The things they constantly bring back. Do you not realize the pattern that's in front of us? There's only so much I can do. There's gonna get to a point where the industry might fall. Honestly, the industry might fall if I'm gonna keep it tall with you. Cause sit there and just think about it. What more can they do? The only way where they can make a change is if they literally change their staff. Employees need to be fired. CEOs need to be fired. You need new faces. That's the only way where music's gonna be good again. Cause at the end of the day, the industry delivers this. So, what is now? I'm gonna try to play the video one more time. I'm gonna try it one more time, but if it's still like choppy, I'm cutting Twitch off. That's it. That's it. You know, I want y'all to watch and enjoy this. And if it's not looking good, we're gonna have to let Twitch go. You know? Please, no more new boys fashion. Uja, I can't stop that. We can't stop that. Think about what they went back to. Just think about that. What's next along that line? I'm telling you, Skinny Jean's about to make a comeback. Regardless if we like it or not. Because all it takes is the right celebrity, the right model, the right influencer, and boom, it's back on the market. Just watch. I will not be surprised.
Platforms are prioritizing those shorter songs, mainly because shorter songs are less likely to be skipped. And even if we disregard the studies that I just mentioned, you don't really need one to see that the majority of popular music is painfully similar in its respective genres. I believe
It's me too? Alright, yeah, nah, GG's. Y'all Twitch, I appreciate y'all, but it's up, gang. I'm gonna see y'all on YouTube. I'm gonna see y'all on YouTube. We're not putting up with this. We're not putting up with this, bro. I'm not putting up with this thing. This is too important. You know? I know the recording's gonna be fine, I think. Nah, actually Alpha's cool. He cool. He likes the troll, that's what it is. Actually Alpha's cool. Just trolling y'all, that's it. Alright, let me switch to YouTube. Let me get the YouTube chat phone. Let me tap in with YouTube real quick. I'm willing to start the whole video over if I ain't gonna lie to you. Alright. Alright, here we go. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it a shot.
a lot of this is the fact that when record labels gained back their influence after briefly losing it, they began developing technology that would make them even better at promoting generic popular music. From a business standpoint, it makes sense that a label would want to put out safe music that they know people will like. In the past 2 decades, labels have even acquired technology that they can use to analyze music and predict what songs will be hits. They can use services such as Hit Predictor or Shazam to see what songs will blow up. Apparently, Hit Predictor was able to predict 48
I know you trolling, bro. I know you trolling, man. You were trolling last time you were here.
out of the top 50 radio hits in 2013. There are actually even entire companies such as Next Big Sound which are dedicated to analyzing music and finding the next big sound. Previously, executives at record labels would just make these decisions based on their gut, but now they can rely on this data. And you're probably thinking that if labels keep pumping out this generic music, people will eventually get tired of it. And while that may be true for some people, science says it actually isn't for the majority. In a study done by Columbia University in 2006, they showed some people music websites with a bunch of songs and told them to download their favorites. Some sites had rankings of the most popular songs and some didn't. It showed that people who saw the rankings were more likely to download the popular songs. They then did a second experiment where they did the same.
Say that part again.
Some sites had rankings of the most popular songs and some didn't. It showed that people who saw the rankings were more likely to download the popular songs. They then did a second experiment where they did the same thing, but this time they sent out websites with the actual download statistics and then some websites with fake download statistics.
So based on what he's talking about, rankings, which is either the Billboard chart, any playlist or any popular playlist on digital streaming platforms. So playlists like on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, etc., and how they push playlists, they're going to get a large influx of downloads from those playlists. And that's going to add to like to an artist's like first week revenue basically, or the first week sales. Cuz you got to remember of how when you stream music, how the sales structure is set up. And you also got to remember too, cuz when we found out that Billboard is the one that controls how much a stream weighs, then you start to realize, okay, so Billboard controls the streams, Billboard controls the stream count, Billboard controls the unit amount per stream, and then they control the chart. So it's literally set up in a way where it's like through this entity, it's pretty much playing in your face. Because now you come to find out how botting works from the various videos that we've watched. And then how easy it is to bot. And through that manipulation, that's what goes on to the overall Billboard chart. So people are sitting there and assuming, oh, this song is hot. And this song is on the top 10 or the top 5. So through that idea, it's like, okay, so it has to be good. So the song has to be great. And this is for casual listeners, mind you. Because when it comes to casual listeners, they don't give a shit about shit. It's getting to a point where it's like, you might have to question the casual listeners a little bit. Because it's important to understand how bad y'all are getting lied to. Y'all getting used. It's either that you want to get used or you don't know that you're getting used. But either way, y'all getting used, bruh.
The experiment proved again that believing that a song is more popular made people more likely to download it. Another study done in
So okay, I got a question. If I click off the video and I play a completely separate video.
statistics. The experiment proved again that believing that a song is more popular,
just completely like. If I play a shorter video.
Because chick just got it.
if I play this video,
spiraling. Now, today is day 2 of Ricky Rose going in on 50 Cent, and now he's
how's the
going at
quality?
Drake as well. Drake fans.
Because if the quality is bad, I'm going to be super honest. I'll probably end the stream and just record this shit. I'm going to keep it tall. If the quality of the videos are bad, and mind you, this is the last video that we're going to watch. If the quality of the live is bad, I'll end it and I'll just record everything. Because I don't want to ruin the experience knowing that there's a lot of shit in here y'all need to hear. And mind you, this is only surface level. I think I got about like 16 or 20 minutes in. And that's why I'm here with this video today. But maybe because it's so short, since it is a longer video, because the video is like what? It's pretty much a movie length long. Now, I'm not here to watch the whole thing, because I only watched the intro of it. But through the intro alone, I'm like, I could make a video out of it. Honestly. But I'm going to let this one play. Let's see if it's better.
Have been on social media clowning Rick Ross for his first week sales number. If you guys don't know, Rick Ross's album Set in Stone is only projected to sell about 2,000 copies first week. Now, obviously, Rose still has a couple more days until numbers are official. So who knows? Maybe he got some bots. Maybe the marketing worked and he was able to get maybe a couple more sales. However, from what we see right now, it is definitely going to be under 25K. Now, of course, there's a lot of factors that go into the number, but nobody cares about the excuses. Nobody cares about the explanations. After talking so much shit and dissing Drake the last couple of weeks, Drake fans are now spinning the block. This morning, Ricky Rose is back at it again. Not only is he taking more shots at Drake, letting his fans know that, yo, at least I don't have 10 writers with me in the studio, but he's also going at 50 as well.
Beautiful day, baby, beautiful day. You already know what it is. We connecting with the universe. Set in Stone out now, album of the year. Don't y'all ever get twisted.
Album of the what? Stop lying to yourself.
Confused by the smoke screens. It's the boss, baby. We don't buy bots. We don't buy numbers.
Man, I said lower the playback quality. Timu can't. People don't got internet. I mean, I am at auto 720p, but like...
They unnecessary. That shit never made us. We won't do it now. But y'all let me know what my final numbers are and how amazing, which is most important, how amazing the motherfucking album is. And it's gonna be album of the year. It's Ricky Rose. It wasn't 10 people in my room making this music like these other guys. It was Ricky Rose and E-Mix, the engineer. We don't need people telling us, this is what the industry needs. This is what we think. This is the producers now. We do it ourselves. Thank you. 305, self-made. We wouldn't be here right now, baby. We wouldn't be right here right now, baby. This shit real. Let the smoke clear. It's the biggest. Miami, meet me at Sweat Records today. We taking photos, we signing autographs, and we celebrating. Set in Stone is out now. We've delivered an amazing album.
This man really thinks he's fake shit. Wow, words are hard. He really think he's Shakespeare.
We've won, and we giving it to you pure. It's the best dope. We bagged it up. Now we sell it. Now we run the long game. We ain't buying the bots. We ain't buying the numbers to throw it out there and live off it. No, we get money 100 different ways. So we gonna run the long game, nigga. I'm shooting videos to all my songs. And
why would you do that? That's stupid. That's an idiotic move. Why would you... Bro, you got like how many songs on the project? You gonna make 18, 19 different music videos? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
for the artists that's icons, y'all should go back and shoot some of those videos on some of those songs y'all always love. But
we do not got Tesco in Canada. I don't even know what Tesco is.
Never had the budget to. Yeah, just renegotiate your part of the ownership and whatever you own of the music, if you own anything. I'm sure whoever own your masters wouldn't mind you doing it. They may give you a budget to do a video from an album 20 years ago. I don't know, Set in Stone out now. It's not a nigga that you know ever pulled off what Ricky Rose has pulled off. This is top tier chess player you dealing with, guys. You know this. This is top tier chess player. Look at that. I'm a sex symbol and wealthy as fuck.
Your beard look like Velcro.
You don't know a nigga that done review Ricky Rose album, boy. They better, hey, and when y'all review Ricky Rose album.
What's good, Vibrant? We got Vibrant in the chat.
Hey, man. That production and wordplay was too simple. The track listing, the Dion Cole, come on, the Leon Thomas record. The marathon continues. You know what it is. Gamma, what it do? Baby Breon, what it do? Evie, what's happening? E-Mix, what's good? Let's hold our bottles up. We did this the big way. I'm exercising and finna get in a pool, and I'm actually finna pull out a
This man won't shut up like DJ Khaled.
bottle of some Chilled Luke Bel Air. Not this one. I'm gonna drink me a white Lux Chill. So listen, don't y'all fall for no fake shit. Rick Props ain't it, boy. Biggest nigga in the motherfucking game. Cut it out. And still enjoying to do it and love to do it. I love the interviews. I love the vibes, love the DJs. That's what we do it for. We do it because we love the game. These old niggas scared to put albums out because if it flopped, that's all they ever had to lay on. Rose ain't got that issue, baby. I could just lean.
Put your armpit down, Nick.
Lean back like that. I could tell them take one of those things off right there and just lean back. But guess what? We still got the hottest shit out. Don't fall for the fake. Now, listen to the album right now. For the go-getters that dream big, never fear. Never fear anything. Minx in Miami drop went #1 urban. Mahogany Caskets, that's on fire. That's me and Tip. Me and my dog, motherfucking Lucci, just dropped Ring Around the Rose. It's on fire. Y'all know I'm shooting videos to everything. Rose Rich, and it's a plus. The catalog shooting up. The catalog, I still own my catalog as of today. Album of the year. All y'all niggas talking about bots, tell the bots to go get, when do the numbers come? I don't even know when the final numbers come out. Whatever my final numbers are, I'm gonna throw a party for them. Cause the boat can do this. You understand? You get it? I got a DM say, Rose, how you feel about what 50?
This man won't shut the hell up, bro. This man won't shut up. Shut up! Why are you still talking? I'm actually fed up as hell. Got me being like Fat Joe talking about lean back. Like, what the hell is this shit?
50 said. I said, what did 50 say? Excuse me, before you mention what 50 said, let me ask how's it going over there in Shreveport? How's it going in Shreveport? You borrowed all them people money. Did you return their money back? And because Shreveport ain't give you the loans you was looking for. Because they smart. LA don't need a fucking film studio. Hollywood don't need it. Why would you need a film studio? You were stealing them people money. Get them people back their money, Curtis. Now, back to the album of the year.
Bro, I don't understand why this man talking so much, bro. Like, it's low-key getting on my nerves. He trying to eat dinner? You're damn right. Oh, my days. Dog, it's getting to a point where it's like, bro, you're supposed to let the music talk for you. Rick Rex is... This man said Rick Rex. I am sick. I just took in what you just said. I've actually seen Rick Ross live, LOL. It was in St. Kitts and Nevis annual music fest. I was bored, but the crowd seemed to be with it. That's wild. He looks like he put honey on his chin and took a nap next to... Damn. That's probably more of us moving into retrograde season and Neptune retrograde creating destroying illusions. Oh, look at Vibrant just with the wiseness, you know. I do respect him for being independent and still trying. Absolutely. but just shut up. Like Rick Ross needs to shut up. You talk too goddamn much.
Set in stone. Did y'all hear that? Do it one time for the 305. That video finna be so motherfucking big. I spoke to Nick Quested. Nick Quested, great speaking to you. Great ideas. But
I feel like Rick Ross is the kind of dude in the studio that be in the corner just talking a whole bunch of mess and everybody trying to work and he just talking so much where he got the whole room be like, will you just shut up? Like
I'm shooting videos to everything on the album.
It's the Zaza, girl, you got it.
Luke Belair toast to everybody who got the album. If you don't, it's not too late. Don't let the smoke screens fool you. So now I got a question. What was my first week numbers for Set in Stone? Exactly. You don't know. What was my first week numbers for Renaissance of a Boss? What was my first week? Hey, forgive me. No, for real. No, I'm serious.
Nigga, I'm giving up on this nigga in the next 3 minutes, bro.
What was my first week numbers of my beer? South Beach Brew just came out. It's that Sunshine Sweet Tea. What was the first week numbers of that? I ain't done. Hold on.
See, this is why I put Master P over Rick Ross. Hey, you clearly got product. All right, you clearly got product. But Master P, he don't talk this much. Like, he don't, bro. That's my only issue. You talk too goddamn much, bro. Will you just shut up?
What was the first week numbers of this slippery soap right here?
Excuse me?
First and foremost, the quality and the sound of the music comes first. That comes first.
No one's buying your water bottle.
Quality, the music. After that, everything else comes after that. Even in my life, the music and quality comes before everything else. And after that, of course, it's the moon-yan, getting to the money and handling your business. I'm celebrating big tomorrow. So all the platforms, make sure you speak. I want to see what your opinion is on the quality of music. And then we're going to celebrate.
All right, what's good, big sis?
Our final numbers and all of that shit. Because numbers is what matter, right? Numbers equate to moon-yan, right? Okay. I got a pretty good understanding of what money is. You know what I'm saying? So that is the non-alcoholic Luke Belair with the blue sticker. That's non-alcoholic Gen Z. Set in stone.
Listen, man, do we honestly blame Rick Ross? If you're getting blitzed like this on social media, where people are clowning you every single day that you log on, you pretty much are left with two options. You can either ignore it, get off social media until the blitz is over, then come back on and act like nothing happened, or you can just try to laugh your way and troll your way out of it. And looks like that's the option Rick Ross is going with. So I do applaud the fact that Rick Ross is not running from the smoke. Every day he's addressing.
This nigga said, you see the blue label on the Bel Air bottle? That's the non-alcoholic Gen Z. Was that an ad lib? Like, oh, what the fuck? The blue label right there. That's that non-alcoholic. That's Gen Z. Like, nigga.
in his album that's possibly going to flop, letting everybody know I am not ashamed of anything. At least I'm not scared to put out music like some of my peers. And he's not lying. If you guys look around, a lot of people are not dropping albums anymore. People are either pushing back their albums or they're only dropping records. Listen, man, unfortunately, Rose, you've angered a lot of people on social media, so the jokes are not going to stop, brother. No matter how much you try to joke on yourself, it's not going to end for another couple months. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Ricky Rose taking more shots at Drake and also clapping back at 50 Cent? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
Hey, nigga, make your bread, bro. That's all I gotta say. Make your bread. This ain't a good look. This ain't a good look. Now we're gonna check out Vil because I know he dropped a couple videos. I need to catch up. I missed out. So he dropped 2 videos. I need to lock in on this for sure. Shout out Vil though. This man always making content, bro. Respect it. All right. This is Drake mocking ASAP Rocky because he's with Rihanna and you're not.
Drake had just mocked ASAP Rocky for the mark that he has on his face, trying to act like a tough guy, even though they were at the same area not too long ago. When they were at the World Cup event, it was Pharrell, Future, Jay-Z, and Rocky, and Rihanna. And despite all of his odds being there, Drake did not keep the same energy. However, now that everybody has gone home and everybody is miles away from each other, all of a sudden...
Just a friendly reminder, Chubbs really didn't crash nothing.
He wants to act like a tough guy and mock ASAP Rocky. This got to be hilarious because you had the opportunity to do that in person. You had the opportunity to do that while he was there in your proximity, and you had Chubbs. But Chubbs didn't crash nothing, and Drake didn't do anything until he finally went far away from everybody and decided to play on the fact that ASAP Rocky got a scar on his lip. And he goes and does this by singing the song that he put on Iceman, Burning Bridges. It says here that Drake appeared to mock ASAP Rocky's facial scar while vibing to Burning Bridges last night, pointing to his face as the line, "Look in the mirror, see where talking gets you," had played. Now, this is something that's crazy to think about because as Drake is doing this, he is wearing that chain, you know, that chain where he said every diamond is for every woman that he married. But you know one girl that you didn't marry? Rihanna. That's the girl that ASAP Rocky married. And I know this is why he does all of these antics in the first place, is because he got stuck with Sophie and ASAP Rocky ended up with Rihanna. Now, if you remember a while back, ASAP and Drake were messing with Sophie at the same time, and Drake was the one that ended up with Sophie while ASAP Rocky ended up hooking up with Rihanna. So I know that has to hurt. The fact that you ended up with a 304 and that he ended up with one of the greatest superstar women of the century, of the decades. I don't know. You tell me. Would you rather be with Sophie or would you rather be with Rihanna? I'm just going to keep it real, bro. That shit is crazy to me still. But the fact that he's going to taunt ASAP for that, look at that, taunting him. But you couldn't do that when you were at the World Cup. Couldn't do that when you were sitting across from him from the World Cup. I wonder why you have to wait. Why you have to wait until nobody is there. And I'm not going to lie, ASAP Rocky gets a lot of stuff talked about him. A lot of people like to say, oh, he does this, he wears that. But y'all forget, he was going to court fighting for his life over the fight that he was involved in with ASAP. So despite all of the negative things that people say about ASAP, about what he wears and what he does, at the end of the
that bitch on point like ASAP, bro. Like I'm talking about, yo, man, I'm telling you, good credit is so gas.
Today, he's shown more fight in his career than Drake ever has. He's been somebody who's been in actual altercations, and Drake never has. So if there's one thing that you can't take away from ASAP Rocky is that he's not afraid to get into a fight. He's not afraid to get into an altercation. And I'm not saying that I want them to get into an altercation. I'm not saying that I want them to get into a fight. But what I am saying is that the moment that you are near somebody that you have a problem with, you better keep that same energy. Because if ASAP is willing to take down one of his own ASAP Mob members, I wouldn't doubt that he would do the same against.
Yo, the male duck is crazy. This is what I'm talking about, because you got to understand. If I was to show you some of the Toronto or Canadian social media sites and their posts, bruh, compared to the rest of the hip hop community and that, it's night and goddamn day. Everyone's like, what's wrong with him? On the other side, they're like, yo, you can't touch him. He's untouchable. Y'all niggas don't get it. This man is a different kind of elite. He doesn't need $1 billion. He better than y'all regardless. Like, that's the kind of shit that they talk about over there. Like, it's getting to a point where it's like, you refuse to use your brain.
Drake, if Drake tried to pull up on him. The only problem is that Drake will never do that. Not in 100 years. Drake will never pull up on any person that he doesn't like. He's only willing to talk smack about them when they're miles away after they were just sitting across from each other. And this doesn't seem like somebody who plays victim would do. Every time that Drake pops out, he always acts like they're the one that starts it and he's the one that just gets involved because of them. But from what it looks like he is the one that starts all of this shit, that he's the one that provokes people. But the minute that something happens to him, he wants to go and sue. The minute that people diss him or call him out of his name, he wants to be the one to put everybody in a lawsuit. He wants to put Roc Nation in a lawsuit. He wants to put Kendrick in a lawsuit. And if A$AP Rocky did anything during the beef, he probably would have ended up in the lawsuit as well. It is ridiculous to know that you made a whole song called Burning Bridges talking about Rihanna when you saw A$AP Rocky and Rihanna at the World Cup and you didn't do a lick about it. You didn't do anything. The fact that Rocky is still living in Drake's head rent-free is hilarious. A$AP Rocky could go on the rest of his career not saying anything about Drake.
I didn't even know this man had a scar like that. Like, let's be honest. Did anybody know A$AP Rocky had a scar like that on his face? Because I never knew. Bro, like, this is what I'm talking about with dude. Because, like, you trying to call out on details on shit people don't know. Like, I didn't know this shit. Now you trying to, like, rap and talking about look in the mirror and you trying to cut your face. And that's supposed to be a diss to Rocky. That's lame as shit. Bro, you study your opponent the wrong way. Instead of studying your opponent's bars, you study how the opponent looks. There's something wrong with you, bro. You gon' look at pictures at your opponent and said, "Oh, I'm gonna get at him for the way he looks." Listen here, you thick-necked son of a. Let me stop. Let me stop. Pause. Okay. Pause. Bruh, why? Why? That's my question. Why? That's weird. That is weird. You're gonna go on Instagram and look at A$AP Rocky like, "Ooh, I hate him. Oh, is that a scar? Oh yeah, we can talk about that." This nigga is sick. Yeah.
But I guarantee you that Drake will constantly talk about A$AP because he ended up with Rihanna in the end of this whole entire ordeal. And at some point, you just got to let that stuff go, man. You got to let Rihanna go. You got to let all that shit go. How can each diamond around your neck represent for each woman that you married and still be mad about the girl that got away? That's got to hurt more than anything. You could have any girl you want. You could have any girl that you want, any girl that you desire. You have all the money in the world to make it happen, except for that one.
But you want that one. Any girl in the world. Think about it. You used to talk about dealing with every girl in the world. Like, but you mad because you never had that one. I want that one. Give me that one. Nigga, go to Paris. The hell? Go to Europe. Go find something over there, bro. What the heck? Like, look at you. Look at you. I'm not worried about scars.
One person, that one woman, that one girl that got away. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you think, no matter how hard you try, there's no amount of effort that's ever going to let you land Rihanna ever again. And because of that, you're going to be throwing subliminals. You're going to be throwing disses for the remainder of your rap career, possibly for the remainder of your life. And I'll be real, bro. I've seen videos of A$AP Rocky walking the streets alone, doing his jog alone, no security, no nothing in the middle of the day. I'll tell you right now, A$AP Rocky got some more heart than Drake ever will, because I would never see Drake out here doing this shit alone. You will never see Drake pull up on A$AP alone. You'll never see Drake be alone without security, but A$AP is. And I got to give him his props for that, because out of all the things that people talk about A$AP, he'll never be afraid to be alone, be by his side, and he'll never be.
Yeah, because A$AP Rocky is from New York. Drake is from somewhere where they try to emulate New York. It's not the same.
Afraid of a confrontation, but Drake is the exact opposite. Drake will never have a private confrontation. He will never face anybody by himself, and he'll never be alone without security. But let's add on to the fact that Drake will never let this go, because A$AP was messing with Sophie, just like Drake was messing with Sophie. but Drake got stuck with her. And Sophie was trying to find the next sucker to have a child with, so that way she could benefit off that man, benefit off the lifestyle. And Drake just happened to be that sucker.
I feel like he felt some kind of way.
We played this not yesterday, on Tuesday. We played this on Tuesday. This is a funny video, bro.
Because at the time, he had my friend pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he was kind of trying to like be cool, but at the same time, he was just, I don't know. Me and his baby mama was talking all the time. She said, I think I got the baby pictures before he did.
I got the baby pictures before Drake did. Now, this is Drake's ex-girlfriend, Malia, and she talks about the relationship that she had with Drake and Sophie being her best friend and then being Drake's ex-girlfriend.
I know her. You know, I know Sophie. Sophie want what she wants. She was looking for a dummy and she
Marlon Wayne
found one.
Looking for a dummy and found one. Neo, god damn. 50 Cent.
Where Jamie Foxx?
50 Cent. Oh my god. Shaquille O'Neal.
Damn.
Oh my.
she dealt with a diesel nigga. What the heck? She dealt with a diesel nigga. Hold on a second. Damn. hey. That girl hungry. She trying to get her pockets fed. Go do what you gotta do. Don't let these little dumb niggas stop you. You go get your money.
Oh my god. Busta Rhymes, Flow Rider. Oh my.
See now, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to pray for this man's forehead. Now, of course, he must have had some sort of like, what is it? Some sort of hair transplant surgery? So he is now okay, but we must pray for this brother's past because his past was wide open, like a open window. We talking a chalkboard right here. We talking a flat screen TV. We talking a door swung open, okay? When you wake up in your morning and you open said laptop, you can put it up to this nigga's forehead. Let me just say that. Nigga, your forehead look like it can fit into corners of rooms, bro. What the heck? Strong head ass nigga. It looked like you got caught off guard, like you weren't ready, like you were supposed to have your hat on, like Neo. Now, we respect foreheads around here. Okay, we respect foreheads around here. But this nigga look like he got an almighty headbutt. Like, what? I feel like if you ran into a tree, you'd knock off every goddamn pine cone off that bitch. Let me stop.
Oh my god, Jamie Foxx, even Miguel got a slice, 2 Chainz got a slice. Holy shit.
Came up. She was trying to get pregnant. She came up, and I ain't mad. You know.
See, the trick in videos like this is you never make fun of the girl. You make fun of the dumb niggas in the videos like this. That's the key to it.
It's no doubt that Drake is mad that he ended up with Sophie, that this is the person that bared his child. But the problem is that he got stuck with her when him and ASAP were hooking up with her at the same time. Everybody else, ASAP, Miguel, 2 Chainz, Neo, and all these other guys, 50 Cent, they were able to slip away from Sophie and her trying to have a baby with them because she constantly was looking for a sucker, and Drake ended up being that sucker. And a lot of people forget that part when they talk about this relationship. They think that Drake is just obsessive over Rihanna. It's also the fact that not only did you steal his partner, you left him with the neighborhood 304. You left him with the neighborhood rat. And she bossed up off of your name, off of your money, and now she's married to a UFC fighter. So what the hell is going on with that too? And when you're constantly talking about another person's relationship, when you're constantly trying to provoke other people, it's clear as day that you're not happy with your own life. You're not happy with your own relationship. You're probably not happy with your own baby moms. And you have to lash out. You have to get upset and make records about other people who are minding their own business, trying to act like a fake tough guy while you're with your friends. But when you were out there in public, close to each other, nothing happened. You did nothing. Chubbs didn't crash anything. I would have at least told Sexy Red to go say something to Rihanna if I was that heated, if I was that mad. But Drake just likes to talk mess. He ain't about no action, nothing. He's only about lawsuits. And if there was an actual altercation that took place, I think Drake would have sued right afterwards. That's just my opinion. But y'all can tell me how you feel about this and let me know in the comment section. How do you feel about Drake dissing Rocky, dissing Rihanna, even though he just saw him a few days ago at the same event? Y'all tell me how you feel about this in the comment section below. I appreciate everybody rocking with the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, and all that, man. I'll see y'all the next one. Peace. Keep it a legend.
Bro, all kind of men in the industry getting exposed today, bro. What the hell going on? What the hell going on around here, bro? This is crazy. Man, just focus on anything else but other people. Because everybody, all these Drake fans like to run around and talk about how Kendrick need Drake. When in reality, it's Drake that need Kendrick. Because look at Iceman. All you talked about on Iceman was Kendrick with a couple other niggas sprinkled in there. Is that not ridiculous? And you want me to sit here and blindly follow this man? Are you crazy? The hell? The only individual I can blindly follow is God. This nigga ain't no God. The heck? And he can bleed too. Because the way he was black and blue after the beat down that he has received from Kendrick. Well, brothers and sisters, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Because I can sit here and promise you that I could never follow this nigga. Like, it's just getting to a point where it's like, bro, you're not even trying to be better. So why would I try to be a fan? Next video.
The Game had thought that Kendrick Lamar had dissed him on Not Like Us when
that song was not for you.
Song had first came out, and this has to be a crazy narrative that the Game had thought in his head, but maybe he thinks this way because of the relationship that he has with Drake. As of the past few years, it seems like the Game clings on more to Drake than he does to his West Coast counterparts, but I think that this is the reason why he really thinks that. Because
is it true Drake was really scared? I heard Stat Quo talk about it. Is it really true Drake was scared for his life when he was in Compton to the point where he ran off? This man ran off trying to find a safety zone. Is that when you decided, I gotta go find some wassas?
Because there is no other reason why you should think that that song is aimed at you when the whole entire song was aimed at Drake entirely. Crazy. Every single lyric that was for Not Like Us was for Drake. It was his battle against that man. So I don't think that Kendrick was even thinking about dissing anybody from the West Coast, especially somebody like the Game who had nothing to do with anything at that particular time. However, I do want to say that there is a strange history that Drake and the Cav, one of them being that they recorded the 100 music video in Compton many years ago on June 16, also known as 616, which later on ended up being 616 in LA. So some part of me makes me feel like the Game thinks that he dissed him because of the close ties that he has with Drake. But again, Stat Quo was the one to reveal this information. Stat Quo and Justin Hunt had this conversation on the Third Verse podcast. Shout out to them and the channel. But Stat Quo is the one to reveal this information, claiming that because Kendrick Lamar and Not Like Us started off the song by saying, "Psst, I see dead people," that's what triggered the Game to think that he was dissing him. And it's funny enough because if we look at the lyrics from that song, if we look at It's Okay, One Blood, we see that the intro, the Game says Drake.
Okay. This is not fair now. See, now this is not fair. Because me being a Caribbean, of course I prefer the original. Okay. Modern vampires of the city, hunting blood. Nigga, what? If you want a track, play the original. God.
I see people. But what's hilarious is that when the pop out had occurred, Dr. Dre is the one to utter those lyrics. Dr. Dre at the pop out was the one to say, "Psst, I see dead people." So the fact that he is the one to say Dre's name before uttering that sentence, and then again, also in another song. However, I don't think that this is the case. And Stat Quo was trying to tell him the same exact thing. Also saying that he spoke to Kendrick, Stat had spoke to Kendrick, and Kendrick said that he would never diss the Game, saying he doesn't know why he thinks like that in the first place.
I am the person that calls him whenever he does something crazy. I'm the dude that call Loyal. No, I'm the dude that call him and be like, "Bro, what are you doing?" I'm the guy. I'm the guy. When Kendrick said, "I see dead people" on the beginning of what song was that?
Not Like Us.
When he said that in the beginning of the song, We did a song where Game said that in the beginning. Dre did the beat.
One Blood. No, not One Blood.
It's another song.
Yeah, it's another.
Oh, then we did another song.
Hey, Queen Bee, facts.
Where we said that.
That's not going to help. Him saying I see people in 2 different songs, it's not going to make it any better. But still, during the time of Not Like Us coming out, it was directly at Drake, nobody else.
Game thought Kendrick was subliminally dissing him. I spoke to Game for over an hour. I told Top Dog this. This is a fact.
Okay, but let's think about it like this for a second. Let's just go ahead and think about it like this, because I see where they're putting puzzle pieces together. But the way that it falls apart is simply this way. The beginning of the song, psst, I see dead people. Cool. That's cool. And then, pop out. You got Dre to say it. I see dead people. One Blood. Same thing. Dre, I see dead people. Cool. That's cool. There's nothing in there for you. But if you're sitting there thinking that there is something in there for you, then you must have been on some bullshit ass timing then. Because your conscience is getting hot. That's why your chest getting warm. If you really thought Not Like Us was for, some of Not Like Us was like subliminally for you, bro, what did you do? What did you do outside of just like the beginning of the track? Because you can't sit there and say, oh, he getting at me, knowing that he getting at his opponent. What do you think all that was for? See, now at this point, we reaching and grasping, scrambling and scraping. And in the game, you need to stop, bro. You need to stop because you're making yourself look crazy. All right? Embarrassing yourself. What's good, Sarah?
I spoke to him for over an hour, convincing him that Kendrick was not dissing. When Kendrick did that one shit where he was talking about Big Sean and all that shit, Game asked me, was he dissing him in that song?
What?
The Heart.
Oh, The Heart, okay.
I went and talked to Kendrick about it. Kendrick was like, man, I would never diss him. What's he talking about?
I feel like the game just wants attention from somebody from the West Coast. I feel like the game wants to be challenged, but I don't think the game...
That's all it's been. From the time I put out videos about the game, we've been called that he just want attention. He just want attention, some love and affection. Because you lonely, deep inside, wherever the hell you at. Probably sitting down, sipping on some baby food or something. You in pain, knowing that you're not surrounded by your peers. That's fine and dandy, but honestly, sitting here, me being myself, bro, all I see is just fear, embarrassment.
Wants that type of smoke. He shouldn't want that type of smoke. If you want beef with Kendrick Lamar, then just say it. Because to be honest, bro, if that's what it's going to take to put you in your place, so be it. It seems like the game wants to get active with somebody. And for whatever reason, it seems like he wants to get active with Kendrick Lamar. Now, the first one could be a misunderstanding. If we take a look at your lyrics and we see that you said the same thing in another song, that could be a misunderstanding. But even when the Heart Part 4 had came out and when Kendrick was allegedly getting at Big Sean, you had thought that he was getting at you also. That sounds like a guilty conscience to me. That sounds like you are guilty about something, or you're projecting your own feelings on those records when you hear them, and then you feel like he is getting at you. That sounds like something personal about how you think and why you feel like he should be getting at you. I don't really rock with that, to be honest with you. It gives off main character syndrome, and it also gives off the feeling that the game doesn't like Kendrick and he's waiting for him to say something about him. I could be wrong, to be completely honest with you.
Sarah, as of right now, I haven't heard that the verses is canceled. We'll see when the night goes on, because it's only probably like, what, 7? It's 7:30 right now, 7:37 to be specific, Eastern Standard Time. So 2 hours until the verses. I haven't heard anything about being canceled, so we'll see when the time comes. I wouldn't be surprised if they delay it, but if they need to do it today, they got to figure out something.
But I can't help but to think that that could be a possibility. The game is waiting for somebody to disrespect him so that way he could get active. Well, why don't you just kick it off? Why do you have to be fake friendly if you're just hearing songs and then thinking that he's talking about you? Why don't you just say what you want to say or say how you feel? You can't be offended at what somebody is saying if it's directed at someone else unless you already feel some type of way. But we'll keep it alleged at that point.
I told Chuck this, and I reminded him that on that conversation. I said, dog, these niggas fuck with you, like, chill out. This is real. But in his mind, he like his niggas throwing shots at me. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, conversations that me and this man be having. This is real shit.
But why would you even think that way? Why would you ever just hear a song and just automatically think that it's you, unless you don't like the person that's making that song? I mean, we'll keep it alleged, bro, but I just doesn't make sense to me.
I am his conscience. I be stopping him. I had that conversation. Then he started dissing Rick Ross.
Right.
Shout out to Stat Quo for always trying to tell the game that he's overthinking, overreacting to these situations, because there is no way that Kendrick Lamar was dissing the game. But even if Kendrick was, the game doesn't want that type of smoke. The game is not going to beat Kendrick Lamar in anything battle related. Not a versus, not a battle, not a rap battle, nothing. This is why the game is doing a versus with YG. This is more his rank, to be completely honest with you. That's a debate within itself, right? But when you talk about the game versus Kendrick Lamar, it's very, very uneven. And the favor is on Kendrick's side. The game is not going to win that battle. You might as well just talk about YG and the game. Don't talk about the game and Kendrick Lamar. Hell no.
When we went to that thing at FYI,
Visionaries.
remember that?
Yeah, Visionaries.
Me and him arguing in the bathroom. It's a whole thing going on in the outside, and this whole conference going on, and he said, "You the reason that I diss Rick Ross." I said, "Yeah, nigga, you weren't supposed to diss nobody. I told you not to say nothing." "Well, you told me not to say nothing about Kendrick." I said, "Because he wasn't dissing you, man, fuck it."
So it seems like all of this animosity that the game has just comes from his own personal feeling. Because if Stat Quo has to constantly come correct.
But we know the game is an emotional individual. The details is in the pudding. We've been seeing this. I'm sitting here. I'm not surprised about this man's emotional state. Because it's been a thing for years.
And tell you, bro, you're tripping, bro. He wasn't even dissing you. And then you try to complain about it in the restroom. It just seems like your ego is getting the better of you at that point.
It was a whole thing. Then we had to walk out because it was literally like Will.i.am was having a conference thing.
Right.
Man, this nigga just really in there. He's like, man, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't. I told you not to diss nobody. I told you not to say nothing. Say, man, motherfuckers be saying shit that you won't be hearing it. I said, no one's talking about you, dog.
Bro, it sounds like you got people in your head just. I feel like you might need to take some medication to get that out. Like, you just got people talking and chirping in your head. Like, you sound paranoid. How you paranoid and ain't nobody want nothing to do with you? Somebody explain that to me. You walking around with your head on a swivel, thinking like, oh, they're going to get me today. Like, nigga, no! The heck? Ain't nobody want to deal with you, nigga. Like, come on.
They're not.
I think the game got main character syndrome. That's the feeling that I have. How do you hear songs and then think he's talking about you? I think that main character syndrome, it runs deep with the game.
But you know.
So that's why he wasn't invited to the pop-out.
I don't know if he was invited. I think he could have went if he wanted to.
It's definitely not main character syndrome. I personally think the game is lost, and he's just begging somebody to find him instead of walking out the forest yourself. It's like you in the forest and you see the exit, but you don't want to go through the exit because you want your hand to be held. It's right. Just go. Like,
it's not that type of deal. It was no invite or not.
Right.
So how did the game feel when the pop-out had occurred and then we saw this? We saw Dr. Dre say the same thing that the game said in One Blood. Dre, I see the people. And then Dr. Dre says the same thing. It's pretty crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Drake are friends. They're friends. Okay.
Well, Tiff, if he wants a fight, he's supposed to get one tonight. Because as far as I see it, I have not heard anything about no cancellations. I don't think YG is going to stay there. I think the powers that be is going to put their money together. And they're going to say, we're going to need you to come in for tonight, bro, because we're not about to miss this. We paid for this venue for today. We're not about to pay for another day. So you better get your ass out that goddamn jail cell and get your ass in that goddamn stage. Because if you think we're going to do this tomorrow, you're sadly mistaken. Like, I think that's what's going on.
So I want everybody to understand that. That's his boy. So him and Kendrick, it's a different relationship. You get what I'm saying? It's not like they buddy. Kendrick don't call Game to hang out. It's not that type of shit. We're going to do a song. Let's do a song. They both from Compton. Kendrick was inspired. Game is a fan of Kendrick. It's not that type of deal. Game is a very competitive nigga, though. So when somebody Game ain't.
That's what I've been trying to tell people. Because the game is closer to Drake, maybe he hears things in those songs that were dissing Drake that made him feel like, oh, he's coming at me also because I'm cool with Drake. I'm telling you, there's a little part of guilt right there. There's a little part of guilt right there coming from the game.
J. Cole, he's not doing no interview, and y'all ask him if Kendrick is a better rapper.
What's good, K? How you doing? Good seeing you.
Damn, he's never gonna say nobody can fuck with me. That's what he's gonna say every time.
That's something that you can't take away from the game. He will say what J. Cole refuses to say, and that's him thinking that he's the best. I mean, you're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to think that way. You're supposed to think that you're the best. There's something wrong with that.
And as he should. I always say, nobody is a better the game than the game. Nobody's a better Kendrick Lamar than the Kendrick Lamar. I think this is the way you can say things without it turning into this one's versus that one.
I mean, yeah, it's fair to say that this person is good within their own right. But if you're talking about the Kendrick versus the game situation, I'm going to pick Kendrick Lamar every single time.
I think that's a more strategic way to have that conversation. But as an MC and as somebody being competitive, you have to feel how you feel.
Yeah, but I don't think that the game is ever going to be Kendrick Lamar in a versus, a battle, or none of that. I just don't see it ever happening. That's just my perspective, my opinion. You could tell me how you feel. You let me know, because I think the game versus YG is a better matchup ever than Kendrick Lamar and the game. I think that is way too off. I think Kendrick wins that by a landslide. But y'all can tell me how you feel about this. I think the game feeling this way or thinking this way is only because he's had a closer relationship to Drake in the past few years than he has with Kendrick Lamar. Even Stat Quo saying that Kendrick's relationship with the game is more business-like, as to where Drake and his relationship with the game is more closer than anything else. I think the game is overreacting. I think a lot of it comes from a little bit of jealousy and main character syndrome. But I would like to know what y'all think about this situation that Stackwell had broke down with Justin on the Third Verse podcast. Big shout outs to them for always pushing great content on that channel. Shout outs to y'all for supporting the channel. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, subscribe, and all that, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. Keep it a legend.
Shout out to the Ville. What's good, Tropic? I see you, gang. I appreciate you for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, man? You know what it honestly is? I be sitting here and I'm just trying to I try to see yo, this is how we can fix it. So if we're all on timing and we can all get with the program, this is what we can do to make the correct adjustments so that we can make our futures brighter. But the issue is bro, honestly, I'm sitting here and I can happily say it's not really the young kids' fault. Because where's the guidance? Half the time it's the older dudes. Because the older dudes don't even know. Even down to something like how they structure projects today. When you hear some of the projects that came out recently, there are good ones. Let me go ahead and make that clear. There are good ones. There are plenty of good projects that we have gotten from this year alone. So I'm happy and appreciative of that. But from some of the legacy acts, from the legends in the game, even they get lazy too. The way that a lot of these guys sequence their projects and their albums, it's subpar. People should be calling them out on how subpar they structure their projects. Because the thing about that is that if you get the sequencing right to your album and how you structure it all the way down to the track list, the way the sound can create a story, the way different tracks paired together can create elite level transitions, that amplifies the project. That amplifies the listening experience, which would make the rating of the album go up. But a lot of the times, you be listening to projects, it's just like a great big playlist. Y'all not even trying to put it together. You're just throwing songs up there and seeing which ones are going to stick. That's not good. Even it doesn't matter who you are right now, what's going on in music, everybody got to be on timing. But it's like the egotistical, the just emotional artists that we have within the game. It's like y'all emotions is the reason why this is lacking. Because then at the end of the day, here come the industry going to try to work with you. They can't work with you because you're hard to work with. Because you're just an overly emotional artist that can't lock in like some of your other peers and get the job done. I'm not trying to attack. It's just I'm trying to display. Because the solution is clear, but the execution to the solution, it's almost like it's impossible. That's a bigger problem than what people are realizing right now. The older artists got to lock in too, plain and simple. You got to understand, you must create for your consumer base. Because your consumer base is what's going to uphold you. Your consumer base is what's going to keep your pockets full. Your consumer base is going to constantly remind people, yo, did you not listen to this project? That shit fire. These are real problems that's going on right now. And if we can't fix it, if we can't come to, or not us, if they can't fix it, and if they can't get to a solution, bro, getting through this shift in music is going to take longer than people realize. Wouldn't it be nice? Just too much to ask, for real. It's just, even for here in Toronto, just take the issues and problems in the industry across the world, and then now you come to Toronto and multiply it by 5. It's bad. It is bad. It's really, really bad. Hip-hop here is down. Hip-hop here is so down that it has to rely on social media blog pages to try and boost whatever favorite artist is paying them to boost them. Payola? That's the only way. Because hip-hop right now, a lot of people do not care. Not saying that there's nobody that cares. It's just that the number is so low that it just makes us look crazy. And then don't even get me started on artists that don't know what they're doing. But they have cosigns from people that have cosigns from certain individuals. There's so much work that needs to be done. But even like what O just said, can you really save the industry? Can you really do that? Is that what we need to do right now? Or should we build our own? And by you or we, I mean artists today. Should they build their own? Should they just focus on what kind of fan base they're trying to acquire and how can you nurture them? Figuring out your demographic, figuring out the age range, where they live, the lifestyle they have, the everyday activities that they do, and you can utilize that and you can add that to your raps or to your R&B tracks. And then you can build a quality fan base that way without the industry. And then, of course, when it comes to getting paid and everything, at that point, you got to consider your artist career, your music career, as some sort of content creation now. So it's almost like artists got to be content creators today so they can actually get somewhere. And it sucks because look at how much a content creator has to do. So now the job for an artist today, if they want to be independent, is so much harder. And then you're looking at the industry like, but what if? And now you're in the industry and look what they do. They screw up your whole process. Everyone chasing hits and they missing why they want to do music in the first place. Then it's those who just see it as another lick to come up. Yeah. And then that ideal is tossed down to the younger generation, and now they think in the same way. Why would they want to save the industry? Because they want to be controlled. Because the job of an artist today is so much harder, and with the short attention spans, the lack of work ethic, and all those other things that artists are just missing, some of them need the industry so they can continue to do what they do best. I'm telling you, without the industry, the job is 10 times harder. And then you got to market your music. So the reality is a lot of people do need the industry. But now you're in the industry and look what they do. They fold you up. They fold you up. The industry going to be industry. Got to focus on your focus, absolutely. Hip-hop is so stale, redundant, predictable, and uninspired right now. Too commercial, no love. It's what you're saying is there's some truth to it, but at that point you got to do your research. So even as consumers, even us as fans, even we got to do research now because the industry don't want to show us people half the time. You think about it like this. You think the industry wants to show you what independent artists are doing? Do you think that's what they want? They want you to focus on the artists they're trying to push. That's what they're doing right now. You know what makes soul food so good? It's the love in the food. Yeah. Nah, Tropic, you right with that one. Especially in R&B though. Especially in R&B. Of course, the love is important in hip hop and rap in general. But even R&B, like you can sit and talk about that for at least 3 days straight. They took the love out of R&B. Remember what Tank said on Drink Champs?
Like, Sam Smith gets to sing a great song about stay with me. That goes straight to power rotation on a mainstream radio station. If I sing that same song, stay with me, limited bandwidth. Because our violence isn't the threat, our love is.
Nah, that zoom in was cheeky. That zoom in was cheeky. But there you go. Watching the party die. It's just, they're like, okay, Diva, fully agree. But the fear of the party dying is them assuming that there's not going to be another party again. Nobody said the party's going to be gone forever. It just needs some restructuring because y'all are just keep making the same shit. So let's go back to what we know, and then when we figure it out, we can build it up again so y'all can party again. But the only difference is that it's got to be managed better. The idea of the party dying is that right now in the industry, it's like Project X. The whole neighborhood is on fire. Yo, whoever's running the party, aren't you supposed to maintain this shit and make sure people are getting lit, but your home and your space is not fucked up? So it's not like the watch the party die is like, yo, we don't want to see that ever again. Nah. Because at the end of the day, everybody going to need some release. Everyone going to need some break. Everybody want to go outside, touch some sort of grass. Go to some sort of function. It's not dead in that sense. It's just that y'all don't even know how to do it right no more. Y'all would rather stand on sofas with y'all dirty shoes, spend money on bottles that probably cost $600 a pop. And then now you drunk throwing up in your own section, ruining these good seats. And you got all these women around you. And they looking at you like, oh, nah, I don't even want to talk to him. Bro, y'all don't even know how to do it right. So let's rebuild it so y'all can get y'all blessings too. Y'all been have the front seat. Get in the back seat, bro. We got to drive this car for a little bit. You're off-road. We got to get back on. Simple. PG Lang is building a new model for artists and other creatives. PG Lang is doing something in advertising a lot of other labels are not doing. They're literally building their advertising resume. PG Lang, Project 3. Project 3 specifically. Look at Project 3's resume. Project 3's resume, it's like when you have like a paper folded up 7 times over and then you just let it go and the paper start falling and you just holding it up. Project 3 resume is all the way to the door right now. You holding up this piece of paper, Project 3, over there. Just countless accolades and achievements. The answer to all this shit at the end of the day is marketing. Regardless if you like it or not, you got to move like this is a business, but you can still have the creativity to it. It's just got to be marketed better. You just got to tell the story better. You got to make the story more clear. We're in a day and age where the business can't go nowhere. It's here. Regardless if you like it or not. Sarah, facts. Oh, but quickly, I'm not applying love and party music as if it's the same thing. I'm not adding those two into one category. Because when you party, the hell would you want to care about love? But the love matters when you ground yourself again. It's not that you want to ruin their fun. It's just that y'all could do it better than this. Y'all can make music better than this. That's what it come down to. Every single individual is capable of making quality shit. But because the music industry has a formula that they follow and that they refuse to change, and then the marketing that comes with that, where it's like you create something familiar, and because it's familiar, it's going to gravitate to the consumer base that follows that kind of sound. Why do you think drill has been going on for so long? Knowing that drill should have been done about 5 years ago. The consumer is a product of what the industry pushes. Never forget that. Never forget that shit. All these people running around today are a product of what the industry wanted to give you. It's like the crack era all over again, just with music. They studied the science on this all the way down to how you think. That dopamine hit that you get when you hear something like you kind of like are familiar with. Diva, facts. Sarah, facts. Kendrick is the chaotic gremlin who is the bane of the industry. Industry be like, we got you covered. Gremlin Kenny. This means you're all within reach. Can't make good quality shit unless it's love into what you do. I think it's getting mixed up because I agree with the love part. I fully agree with it. But this transition is tricky. This transition is tricky because the landscape is different. This is a unique landscape where a lot more things are on the board. Now, by simplification, there's many ways that you can do it. You can either literally just rip off the things that you don't need, pull out the weeds that you don't want, or you find a way to incorporate some things so you can keep some people. And if some people gotta go, they gotta go. But like the idea is to rebuild with what you got, apply what you know, and produce something brand new. That's the best way I can put it. That is the best way I can put it. There's no other way I can put it that way. Because it's tricky. From a business standpoint, looking at the landscape of music, there's way more added than what it was previously. And the idea is you trying to be as inclusive as possible. Which is why they're still doing what they're doing to this day. Because that's how they want their revenue. That's how they want to maximize on their revenue. So that's why it's difficult. And who knows, maybe they don't want any changes. So at that point, YouTube is the answer. Because YouTube is the best place for any artist to build. But do artists know that? Nah, do your thing. I'm pretty much done here. We watched all the videos that we needed to watch here. So we're pretty much going to get off here. I'm going to get in the Discord and do what we do best, you know? Could probably continue the conversation there. But that's all I got for right now. We got a versus tonight, apparently. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to call it here. We've been live for probably like 2 hours or so. So just want to shout out everybody for pulling up and stopping by. Unfortunately, the technical difficulties with the internet was very astounding, but I'll just make those recordings for another day. Just stay tuned for the videos, you know? But we're going to call it here. We are definitely going to call it here, bruh. Oh, damn, I'm still recording. Anyway, what am I? I'm only live on YouTube, right? All right, cool. Hey, shout out to Flex Mob, shout out to Shadow Mob. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and stopping by. Make sure y'all catch that versus because I feel like it's going to be good. Even if it's all right, it's still a moment in time for hip-hop. So we're going to do what we do best on that stage and provide a quality performance for everybody to see and watch and enjoy. And it's just going to be vibes off of that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all know what it is. Take care, be well, be safe, stay true, be you, live long and long live. Peace. Shout out to Flex Mob. Shout out to Shadow Mob. Shout out everybody on YouTube. Twitch was bugging today. I ain't going to lie to you. That shit was pissing me off. You know, but it is what it is. Shout out Quickie for sending the Discord link. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the members. Y'all know what it is. But y'all got to remember, take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Take care of people that you consider a family or friend. And don't forget to take care of yourself. And don't forget to be outstanding, y'all. Peace. W stream for sure.